Bitcoin's remarkable run has employees at some of the country's biggest banks worried they may be missing out. Bitcoin down today, but up 26% just this week alone. A week that saw, by the way, both BNY Mellon, America's oldest bank, and MasterCard, one of the biggest payments networks out there, announced they intend to begin using or in some way administering Bitcoin this year. And CNBC.com reporting that employees at JP Morgan Chase have been asking when their turn will come. CNBC.com banking reporter Hugh Son joins us now with more on if and when a big bank might give Bitcoin that breakthrough moment. It's one thing when it's a custody bank, servicing assets for clients. It's quite something else when it becomes a part of the traditional banking system. Right, Hugh?
Yeah, no, Dom, how are you? And happy year of the ox to you, my brother. So look, when you look at what came out of BNY Mellon, I mean, if you look at JP Morgan's businesses, they have a custody, right? You look at the news from MasterCard just yesterday or 2 days ago, I forget, they also have payment rails as well. So you're seeing different parts of the ecosystem, and banks, being the most heavily regulated, they're the most complex. They're also the most crucial to our U.S. economy because they have so many different business lines. They have asset management, retail banking, obviously big corporate investment banking, Wall Street banking divisions. And so it would be a huge stamp of legitimacy for the asset class, this nascent asset class, if a JP Morgan or if a Goldman Sachs were to get involved.
Who is pushing for this? I alluded to the fact that it could be internal employees. If it is internal employees that are pushing for this, how are the executives at these organizations answering some of those questions from employees?
It's a good question, Don. So, as you know, there is a groundswell, okay? And look, even in the 2 weeks or so that I've been looking at this story and trying to get insider information about this, Bitcoin went from 30,000 to almost 50,000. There was a more than 50% increase just in the 2 weeks I've been researching this story. It is insanely volatile and insanely, surging at the moment. And so when you have that kind of price action, naturally, you think about the makeup of a Wall Street trader. They look at these charts and they want to get involved. They want to get involved because, making markets in something that has this level and has these characteristics should be profitable if you can handle the risk. So, the town hall that I reported on, the JP Morgan town hall, they engaged on this. They had to. There were scripted comments, between the head of the CIB, the head of the Wall Street division, and the head of markets and trading. And they brought it up and they discussed it. And, they were, for the most part, open-minded about it. Now, when I specifically asked them about this, because I'd heard wind of this, you had Daniel Pinto actually just say, basically, look, when this is a mature asset class or when it's as a maturing asset class and everybody else is dealing with it, we have no choice but to deal with it. And it's more likely than not that they will eventually grapple with this.
It's a huge story. Like you said, one of the most heavily regulated industries out there. Hugh Son, thank you very much for that big story in JP Morgan and Bitcoin as well. I'm sure you'll stay on top of that for us.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.